And there we fucking are. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the goddamn show. We're here to play some more Weird Frontiers. It's, a game loosely based around the adventure Icewind Dale Rime of the Frostmaiden. But I gotta tell you, that adventure's kind of a garbage truck. So we're just having fun with it in our own special way. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some Weird Frontiers tonight. Continue on where we picked up last, where the party had just almost died to a giant skeleton inside of a cave. Yeah, I don't know. I'm Chuck. We're the Defenders of Cobalt. The important thing I gotta plug right now is we still have our Kickstarter going. Let me type in the word Kickstart in the chat. There it is. We got less than a week to go. We are less than halfway, so any help you could throw our direction would be appreciated. So yeah, there it is. Best scene you'll ever read. But yeah, we're going to go through, do real quick introductions, introduce yourself, your character, and if you got something to plug, please plug. Dan, you start us off. You're muted too, Dan.
I am. Goodness. Hey everybody, I'm Dan with the Defenders of Cobalt, and last session, I spent pretty much all of it stunned. So it was a great session for me. So we'll see if I can replicate that success tonight or not.
There you go.
I'm playing Glint when he's not locked out of combat. So
yeah. Well, it's true. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did Dan it all up, and pretty much.
I did.
Yeah.
And I took a sneak peek of my gun deck, and it's just going to be loaded with more Dan tonight. So.
That's great. All right. We'll come back to Bert. So, Jake, why don't you say some words?
Well, I'm Jake. I'm with the Defenders of Cobalt, and I guess tonight I will be portraying the Olympian, which is a sin eater in the Weird Frontiers context, a spirit of a dead Greek resurrected the body of a dead hillbilly. And his goal is to ferry souls to the underworld, which doesn't exactly lend itself well to Rime with Frostmaiden, but that's what ass pulls are for.
There we go. All right. You all might notice the whiskey jug. Sadly, Jeff was not able to make it tonight, so we'll be short a Mama Purdy. I don't remember what the command for his stuff is. You know what? I'll just do this one. There we go. He's in there. Hey there, Ashley. But yeah, Jeff sadly can't make it, so we'll be short a Mama Purdy. But you can check out everything that Jeff does by checking out the Lollygaggers on Twitch, and you can find them on YouTube, and you can find them on Twitter. So yeah, go check out the Lollygaggers. But the next person who is here would be Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a proudly adopted kobold. I'm going to be playing Cletus Calloway Redding. He's an itty-bitty man with a big name and a big chip on his shoulder, and he's got an adopted Yeti luchador.
He does. That's true.
And yeah. And then I guess I don't like to plug, but I will. So Pludcast, PLEWD, talking about comics. Why not?
There you go. Is there a Plude command? Hey, there it is.
Oh my God.
There it is. All right. Next up, we got Thaco. What do you got?
Hey there. I'm DM Thaco, also known as Joe, one of the DMs over at Dragons in the Dining Room. We're just big fat kobolds. So, there is that. Check out some D&D content that we do over there. We're actually currently in the middle of running a Descent into Avernus that should be wrapping up in a couple of hours here. Otherwise, check us out on Saturdays and Sundays, or here on every other Thursday or Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, not Thursday.
Wednesday, yeah.
I'm having a problem. When I'm here playing with Chuck, because why not?
Because why not? There we go. All right, and we'll loop back around to Bert.
Hey, I'm Bert Bizlab on the inner tubes. I also am a roped-in kobold, I guess.
Yeah,
adopted, in fact.
There you go.
I have my own channel at twitch.tv/Steam Steel Murder. We stream Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Lots of old school Dungeons and Dragons, and Sunday is usually a toss-up. some Shadowrun using various systems. But tonight I am back playing the Lion, who's badly injured last time.
Oh, yeah. All right. So there we go. Yeah, like I mentioned, you all just almost died to a giant skeleton. Now you're standing in this ice cavern, you could call it, looking at the mess of yourselves and this collapsed pile of giant bones. And you do see that in the back of this cave there is an opening, a passage continuing on, and you can actually see there's a little bit of flickering light coming from outside of that tavern. Hey, everyone, Captain Kyrian just bought all of you a boon. Let me get to roll 20, and I'll award you all a boon token.
Such generosity and kindness, Captain Kyrian. Thank you kindly.
That's what he does, man. You have
Yeah.
no idea.
Keeps us afloat.
Sometimes we'll need it.
There may be a space crew out there that's alive because of him.
No, there is a space crew out there that's alive because of him. Jeff was going to kill us all, but Captain Kyrian saved us. All right. So, yeah. What do y'all want to do?
We need to rest.
I was going to say, let's see about getting these guys all bandaged up because it looks like he's bleeding a little bit. And I'm pointing at the lion.
Okay. Tactical retreat. Do you all want to just find someplace safe on the lake? Or do you want to go? You go
I
ahead.
think somebody healed me up last game because my hit points are back at max, and I do remember keeping track of it. So
I wonder.
Bought healing dice.
Either someone bought healing dice or Mama Purdy did some of her magic. So,
That's possible.
yeah, either one. I won't argue against it. So, yeah.
I mean, did we check this place for cool loot before we left, or do we want to do
Well,
that later?
there was them really nifty diamond eyes that you pulled out of the skull.
Yeah.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't think we searched this joint. So I'm going to rummage.
Sure. You start rummaging around. And when you start kind of digging around, you find that there's a lot of remains. Human remains. There's some fish remains, maybe some an occasional animal or something like this. Maybe you find a seal, bear, something like that. But yeah, lots of remains. And kind of digging through it, you do find there are a few like trinkets, items that maybe someone would have dropped. You don't find anything wildly valuable. You know, those giant diamond eyes were definitely seem to be the most worthwhile item. Maybe you find some loose bullets here and there. Some of them are looking a little sketchy with corrosion. You find some rusted hand tools, maybe. It looks like kind of stuff you would find on a fisherman. So there's like long pliers. There's some very thin knives. There's, stuff you would find for that. Yeah.
I'm going to ask a really weird question, but this is kind of a Conrad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any kerchiefs hiding around?
Give me a luck test.
All right. Would that be trained or not?
Trained.
All right.
What
what'd I
is
get
your
here?
luck
I
score?
got an 18. I just missed.
Okay. Yeah, sadly, you don't find any kerchiefs.
I'm going to grumble a bit about that, and any of the bullets that I find that are corroded or dented, I'm just going to chuck over my shoulder and pocket the ones that seem to be good.
Sure. Have we been keeping track of ammo so far? I haven't been counting it. Have you?
I have, but I didn't know if that was something that we were doing
I
specifically.
very rarely track ammo. I'm not going to worry about it. You find some, you stuff them in your pocket, but it's just a flavor thing. So,
Fair enough.
I'll leave the gun deck to be the thing that screws you over.
Hey, fair enough. But yeah, other than that, I'm just, rummage through. I'm not going to care whether it's fish, seal, or person. I'm just going to, and if there's no kerchiefs after a couple of minutes, I'm just going to grumble and see what the rest of the party's doing.
Sure.
If that skeleton has teeth, I want to pull out an incisor.
Yeah. It's got, it's got like, shoebox size teeth in that thing. So you wedge yourself out an incisor, and it's, maybe a good foot and a half long.
The lion is going to find a fabulous leathersmith to turn this into a belt.
Oh,
Nice.
oh, there you go.
Somewhere there's a dentist whose ears are burning. Very happy. I'm gonna find the biggest, fattest seal. Yeetus, you tried real hard. You did good work here.
Mm-hmm.
That big fat one there, that's yours.
So yeah, Yeetus just starts tearing into this like partially rotted seal, just sucking the blubber out right from underneath the skin.
Man, you put that ankle lock in real good, man. You did that roar, get everybody all pumped up.
Work, yeah.
Man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
That seal like a Capri Sun.
Like a Capri Sun. It's disgusting now, but his coat is going to be so luxurious later.
Right.
All right.
Wonderful.
Anyone else doing some exploring here? What's our next steps?
If there's not much more cool stuff to find beyond 2 amazing diamond eyes, then I think we're all right here.
And like these diamond eyes are like softball size. They are giant.
Not that I'm upset with finding giant diamonds. I mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So do you want to travel and investigate whatever this flickering light is that's deeper in this cavern, or are you retreating back?
We're all in good health.
We're in decent condition,
Do we wanna
and we're
push
supposed
on?
to be finding sailors. So yeah, pushing on sounds good.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Let's see. So, sure enough, you travel further back. It was already cold, but the deeper you get, it feels like the cold is growing in intensity. You're starting to notice that, those of you with facial hair, it's frosting up on your beards real hard. You feel that hard kind of twinge in your nostrils as, your nose hairs start freezing together. Your eyes start kind of burning a little bit, but you move deeper in, and eventually you realize that flickering light is a fire, and just a regular kind of orange, ruddy looking light off of a fire. It's got a decent flicker to it, so you can tell it's probably, think the size of like a campfire, like a cook fire, something like that. But as you kind of move in, you hear chanting. Well, no, maybe singing a little bit, or maybe a little bit of both.
Would you say this is some sort of sea shanty?
I wasn't going to, but I am now.
Awesome.
No, yeah, you listen and you put your ears to it. Sure, it's some kind of sea shanty. It's, something about if you make a fish stew, might as well do it with meat that's been seasoned too. And no better meat is seasoned for fish. I can't rhyme this thing, but yeah, nothing's. But essentially talking about, you cook the meat that eats the fish to make the best fish stew.
It's no flogging Molly, but it works.
Yeah, there you go. But it's sounds like an old, decrepit, kind of rough voiced kind of like woman.
I would like to approach, but with some gingerness, as I don't want them thinking I am a threat.
Sure. As you kind of eventually come to where this kind of, opening or, tunnel, hallway, whatever you want to call it, opens up into a larger chasm. And you can see that there are just bones littered everywhere. But there is some furniture here and there. You see some very rough, tables and chairs. You see a bed that's been lined with, looks like partially rotted, like bear and wolf pelts. Like they just took the skin off the animals, but didn't do any preservation to it. But you see this fire, and it's this decent-sized fire, but kind of propped up above it on what looks like kind of an iron scaffolding almost, is this giant bronze cauldron, this giant pot. And it's kind of green with oxidation. I'm forgetting the word.
Verdigris.
Yeah.
Copper.
And kind of like copper, yeah. And you see the standing on top of a chair, on a chair next to this pot, just kind of stirring whatever bubbling, boiling substance is inside, is this gnarly looking woman. She's gaunt, her features are elongated, she's got long arms that, really gnarly, sharp fingernails on the end of them. She's got this giant kind of coat. Once again, it looks like she just pulled the skins off creatures and just wrapped them around herself rather than actually preserving anything.
Is it possible just with a quick glance to see if those bones that are scattered everywhere look like they're people bones or critter bones?
I'll tell you what, you just were from the last chamber where very clearly you could see there were people bones in there. And yeah, it's kind of the same mixture. There's some people bones in here. There's some critter bones in here. The thing that catches you is a lot of these bones are, they're still kind of, wet and red with the person that they were removed from. Some extra bits still hanging on. So,
yeah.
But she's up there. She's singing her little she shanty. She's mixing around. Every now and then she reaches into a little pouch that hangs around her neck and she throws some dried leaves and stuff into this pot. But then she stops and she starts sniffing the air. She's, I wasn't expecting dinner, guess.
Hello, Grandma. What is it that you're doing here? We just got past a gigantic bone monster and find you calling this place home.
Oh, Randall, you made it past Randall.
Randall's not feeling himself right now.
You didn't hurt Randall, did you?
It's got a name?
We gave him a big hurting, unfortunately.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm going to have to put them back together again. It took me months to do it last time.
Many apologies, but we kind of feared for our lives.
Well, if you wanted to visit, you should have written ahead.
Again, many apologies. We're here looking for some stranded sailors we wanted to get back home. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that?
Oh, yeah. And she thumps the side of her large cauldron. They're just about ready. And wait, and there's some over there, and she points to like a pile of gore. And there's some over there and a pile of bloody bones. And there's all their undergarments. I gotta get rid of those. I don't want them stinking up the place.
Don't like eating them in your soup?
Do you eat underwear in your soup?
I mean, I don't normally eat people in my soup, so.
Well, okay. Still, it's a little disrespectful that you would expect that I would just eat underwear.
I mean, I de-poop shrimp when I eat it. Is that what you call it? The de-pooping?
Yeah. The deveining is what the French call it, but de-pooping works too.
All right, ain't no French bastard.
I was French for a little while. It was no fun at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, forgive me my manners. What can we call you by, Grandma?
I'm Agatha.
Agatha.
Yep.
And is this your island?
Well, this is my cave.
Fair enough.
My home.
And what did these fine folk that make your stew do to get your ire to toss them in there?
Well, first, they were lost. And second, they looked like they were weak enough that I could take them without any trouble. You all look like you got quite a few guns on you.
Well,
We aren't lost either.
Well,
this is very true.
there you go. That's why I said welcome guests and not welcome dinner.
That's fair. So, Miss Agatha, I do want to point out that what you're doing here is probably going to gain the ire of the folk out on land.
Mm,
They come to find out that you've been making dinner out of the week.
mm. Yeah, I could see that. Well, that's why I live out here where they can't find me, usually. Well, you found me. And then
We
also,
found you.
I had Randall. But you kind of broke that too, didn't you?
Again, we feared for our lives. It wasn't on purpose.
Well,
He kinda
next
startled
time,
us.
next time you come by, if you don't want to fight Randall, just give him a hot and warm, bloody body to kind of chew on for a little bit, and he'll let you right through.
Fair enough. Well, shoot. That answered the question why we're here on the island. I'm gonna look back at the rest of the party. What do y'all think we should do now?
Do you want some dinner? I got some extra bowls, and she points to a kind of crude cabinet on the wall, and you can see there's a bunch of bowls stacked in there. But you kind of look for a second and realize they're just the tops of skulls that she's kind of sawed off and uses them as bowls now.
Oh, hell yeah. Let me go get a couple bowls. Bring them over to you.
Yeah.
That's a fine tradition. The sailors don't settle on the stomach well. They've got scurvy, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I did just run out of lemon not too long ago, so yeah. That's something I might have to worry about.
I would also like to point out that at this point in time, while other people are talking to her, I'm going to be slowly making my way in the opposite direction of forward.
Oh, so you're going to be backing up kind of out of the cave?
At the very least, I'm going to be at the mouth.
Okay, sure.
And to make it look a little less conspicuous, I'm going to lean against it like I'm Jay and Silent Bob.
Sure, yeah.
Above board, I'll just let everybody know I'm planning on being very stupid.
Awesome.
I can be your Silent Bob, with your J over there.
Awesome.
So yeah, unless there's like an obvious like sign not to, Cletus goes over, grabs a couple bowls, brings it over, and is like holding them up so that she can reach out. And just as he reaches out, he wants to basically sweep the leg and try and make her fall into her own stew.
I love it. Give me
That'd be delightful.
give me a melee attack.
All right, time to go all Cobra Kai. Do it.
Yep.
Sweep the leg. I'm a good person.
Get her.
All right. So
Earn
I'll
the
just do-
trust. Betray the trust.
Yeah. All right. Holy
Oh,
crap.
wow.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Ah!
That's
So,
amazing.
that's a critical success. So let me
Sweep
double
the leg,
check.
Cletus.
That's fantastic.
Well,
That's how we should start every night.
Mm-hmm.
Every combat.
Oh, I didn't know.
Ain't this, you French bitch?
I didn't open
I'm
up
terribly
any of my
sorry to
PDFs.
all of our French viewers as well.
Previously French. Let's be truthful.
She
with
is
it.
ex-French.
Yeah.
Yep,
all
ex-French.
of our French viewers. We're very sorry.
It's now 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I'm going to give you a boon for that. I'm just checking to see. Yeah, you get a boon, man.
Cool.
Let me deal you a boon. Well, congratulations. Yeah, you sweep her legs. God, you put 16 points of damage on her. But she flips right into this boiling cauldron as like lumpy bits of kind of like boiled flesh and root vegetables kind of like splash out.
Is there a lid, Chuck?
Give me a luck test.
Oh, man.
Do better than me. That was better than me.
That's under. Yeah, there's a lid. It's just setting a few feet from the thing. Yeah, you run up. She starts kind of rising up and she's screaming in agony. And all of a sudden the lion just, boom, slams this giant lid down. And luckily the lid wasn't on the thing. So the lid's not hot to touch at the moment. So you just kind of hold the lid in place, I'm presuming. And
Just sit on it for a bit until it starts warming up.
yeah, you got, It's a pretty hefty chunk of metal, so it takes a handful of minutes. But by then, all of the kicking and screaming from inside of the cauldron stops. And the evil hag witch has been slain quickly and decisively.
That was slick.
Man,
Yeah.
Lion, I like you, man. You're good people.
I guess
Yeah,
I'll
was
pass
great
out the wind and
tacticals,
I'll say,
Cletus.
"Well, you are what you eat."
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to go walk over to the accoutrements that she set off to the side. I'm actually looking this time in particular to see if there's anything that might indicate specific people, lockets, pocket watches, personal effects that we can bring back to families.
Actually, you start kind of wandering around looking through stuff. In that cabinet where the bone bowls were, you pull out a drawer underneath, because you know how every kitchen has a junk drawer.
Yep.
And inside this junk drawer, it looks like just all the pocket effects of all the people that she's kind of killed over the years. So, I mean, there's lockets, there's, little good luck baubles and charms. There's, every now and then there's maybe, a piece of paper with kind of like some instructions or some, whatever on it. But you're pretty sure that these would be, the personal effects of everyone she's killed. And if you took it back to town, they could probably go through and positively at least, confirm.
Yep, that's the idea.
Yeah.
I want to bag them all up and bring them back with us when we hit land.
Yeah. Now, also
Well,
in
because
this,
then I'm gonna take.
I was going to say, also in that drawer, along with all the kind of the pocket items, you do find, some money in there too. You find about $13, with 3 of those dollars being quarters.
Okay.
The
I figure
lion's
while we're
stomach
here,
growls. He's like,
we should use our
it
little
smells good.
our little detector to see if it comes up with anything.
Yeah. So the detector, it detects. Does it detect ghosts now? Did we change that? Did we use that last time for ghosts? I don't think we did we?
I don't think we did. We talked
But
about it.
It detects the stones. But yeah, it doesn't pick up any of the stone-like items here in this cave.
Okay, that's good.
Jake, you were going to say something originally?
I don't know, just while they're collecting the effects, I'll be passing my coin around to all the individual piles of bones to try to lay their spirits to
Sure,
rest.
yeah. And actually, you can, it's looked into the near. Is that what it's called again?
Well, I'm not going to actually look into it. I'm just going to slip the coin in, and if they want to cross over, that's on them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you spend a few minutes and you feel, that familiar sensation. And for sure you've at least passed a couple of restless spirits on.
Good.
Bert, were you going to say something?
No, I'm just saying that the lion's stomach growls. He's like, it smells good.
Actually, you know what there, big fella? I had a thought. Now, I'm not saying I'm an intelligent man, but I know a good rule of thumb is you got something magic, you cut the head off and you burn the body. So I'm thinking we tip over that there stew. I'm going to chop off the head as soon as it pours out and we toss the body in the fire. And maybe we look through her. Well, actually, no, let's chop off the head, look through the body, see if she got anything good. Then we burn the body.
That sounds like a solid plan.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to turn around after rummaging through the junk drawer. I got some money here. Y'all want $2 a piece?
Sure.
I'm going to divvy out the $10 I found to the rest of them and keep the $3 in change.
Sure.
The lion thinks that these sailors probably had family. I'll be returning it to the family.
You do with it what you want then.
But yeah, no, if you want to, it's easy enough. It's on this kind of, like I said, this iron kind of scaffolding. It looks like she kind of just hammered it together herself. It's not real sturdy, but you're able to just kind of tip it right on over, and the cauldron spills its contents out, and her freshly boiled body kind of rolls onto the floor. Kind of the skin's kind of gone a little bit slack on her. But yeah, she's lying there wet and dead.
Just up in the lid, use it to chunk it just to cut her head off with that big heavy ass lid.
It's more of a pinch, a repeated vigorous pinch, but you get that head to pop right off.
Now, if someone was going to have something fancy on them, I imagine she'd be the one to have something fancy.
So yeah, you give her a frisk rundown, and you do find that leather pouch that she had on her neck miraculously seems completely dry.
Ooh.
And so you can kind of take that off of her. So something's weird about it. You kind of open it up and you look into it, and it just looks like it's full of like herbs and seasoning and stuff, like just a mixture. What would you say Cletus's favorite food is?
Jambalaya.
Smells like jambalaya. Like just that perfect jambalaya season.
Oh my God.
Nice.
I don't trust it.
Magical bag of seasonings.
I'm all good for that.
Yeah.
It does smell good.
It is
Maybe just
the
in case.
allspice.
Magical allspice.
That's
Magical
pretty much,
allspice.
pretty much what it is. If someone smells it, it smells like your favorite food. Now the real question is if you're going to be brave enough to season food with it.
Mm.
Oh heck yeah, I would.
Okay. Well, when we get to a point where it's time for you to season some food, remember that, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, man, I'm going to say no to that. Now, anybody else wants it, it's all yours. But I ain't.
I mean, I'll hold on to
trusting
it. I'll hold on to it.
Yeah. The only other thing, like she's got some old looking jewelry on her. Just looks like jewelry. You could probably sell it and get a decent amount of money. But the only other thing really worthwhile you find is this thin bladed skinny black knife. At first you thought it was just like a regular fillet knife, but then when you look closer at it, it appears to be made of like a very thin like black stone. Think like obsidian. And you can tell there's something strange about this knife. You're not sure what. You'll just have to figure it out through usage.
Murder.
Yeah.
Do like blades.
Yeah, just it's maybe like an 8-inch, just very thin, basic wood handle. Looks kind of old. It could use a little TLC, but still appears to be very sharp.
Now that looks fancy. I like that.
I already got me a knife, so I ain't got much use for that.
If you want to stick it on your character sheet, just flag that you don't know exactly what it is, but you can give it the stats for like a regular, hunting knife.
So if you don't want it and nobody else wants it, I'll take it because I don't have a melee weapon. But
yeah, I mean, so currently I'm using those twin blades. The main benefit of that is it lets me do an extra attack, which this knife might be nice, but being able to have an extra attack, I don't know.
a big give.
Yeah.
I got a ghost knife, so I'm good.
Okay.
You know, Glenn, this is all yours, man.
All right.
If nobody else is wanting it and you need yourself something to stab people with, I'm a pro stabber myself.
You never know. You never know.
There you go.
I think it's a D4 for a knife, isn't it?
That sounds right. Yeah.
That's what mine is.
There we go. It's page 824.
There we
Weapons
go.
832. Let's check out page 832.
Mysterious knife in my inventory.
Let's see. Yeah, we'll call it just a D4. It's not quite big enough to be a Bowie knife.
Okay.
So yeah, it's D4. But yeah,
And then
you're here, you've got the knife, you've killed the witch, you've beheaded her. Do you roll her body into the fire?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, you put her in. The fire, She looks like she's a little bit too much mass for that fire. But kind of looking around, you do see she has some lanterns set up around the room. Now, these look like old kind of clay lanterns that just use probably, you would guess, probably like seal fat or animal fat of some kind with a bit of cloth used as a wick. So if you wanted to help it along, you could throw some of those lanterns in there.
Pull the wick out, pour the oil.
Just like a gravy boat. Just like a gravy boat.
Delicious.
We got a food theme today.
We do. But yeah, eventually you get it worked up, and she's charring pretty good. You know, it's never going to get hot enough to completely, cremate her, but it'll do a great job at destroying the body.
All right, man. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this. I gotta agree with the line. I'm feeling mighty peckish.
Might have to find ourselves something to eat.
Now you can, like I said, look around and you can find some animal meat here and there. You're not sure how old it is. It is plenty cold, so if you wanted to do that, or do you just want to head back to town and maybe get something to eat there?
I don't think we're too far away from town.
I was going to say, it should only be about a half a day's travel back.
Yeah, a good handful of hours.
I think it was nearing night, though, when we got down here because we were looking for a place to tuck in.
Well, you did rest overnight.
We did. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
We didn't fully clear this cave, I don't think, but I don't know if we care.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is the upper tunnel that we never did find out what that bridge was all about.
Yeah. Do you want to investigate that now, or leave it as a task for a future day?
Our purpose here was them sailors, and we found our answer.
You did. Found the answer, and you very quickly and easily, well, I don't want to say easily. The first obstacle was extreme. The second obstacle was pretty fun and not so bad.
Yeah.
That went way better than expected.
How much time do we have on our East Haven deal? It might be about time for us to be heading back there.
That's a good point.
I want to say you probably...
And isn't that like tomorrow at this point?
I think it's tomorrow at this point, yeah.
Yeah, it probably would be a good idea to...
And that was actually heading over to Goodmead to have a conversation with that red wizard who was supposed to get executed.
Oh, and that's going to be a bit of a trip.
Yeah. It's, well, luckily, nothing here in Icewind Dale is that far apart. So, I mean...
We could maybe just start heading to Goodmead and get there by nightfall, and then
be ready
the next day.
Probably
all we got.
Just, maybe a day's travel.
That sounds good, man. We'll get ourselves some food we can at least pretend is fresh, some drinks.
Well, I mean,
Maybe.
East Haven's right there. We can stop off at East Haven, go see the Port Authority, give them what we found here in the cave, grab something at a local tavern, and keep on moving.
Yeah.
I think that makes for a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no trouble making it back. You've kind of taken care of the immediate threats here on the ice. Oh, shit. Did Dustin stop by?
He did.
Hey there, Dustin. Thanks for swinging through. Yeah, that's a whiskey bottle. Fill in Jeff's spot for the night, because sadly he couldn't make it. But yeah, you make the couple hours of track back to East Haven. You delve into the local tavern that you visited before. And, they're able to, for not too high of a price, they can put something, nice and warm and filling in your belly, maybe a stiff drink to kind of help chase out the cold for the journey ahead. And you would know that there is the constable, the sheriff here, and they're the ones that are keeping the red wizard kind of locked up. And if anyone would want that information so they could find out what happened to the dead sailors, it would probably be the constable there.
Well, then I will go visit the constable and let him know what we figured out.
Sure thing.
However, I am going to leave one very important detail out of it.
What do you got?
I am not going to say anything about them diamonds.
Oh, I don't blame you. Who's carrying those diamonds?
I believe the lion has one, and I don't remember who took the other.
Mama Purdy have one?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
Mama Purdy.
Yeah, it's Captain Amandra. We call it, since I'm converting this to more of a Western theme, we'll call it Sheriff Amandra. She's the one who's got. But yeah, so yeah, you got the things. You give her a rundown, and she's, you know. So do you tell word for word? It was a witch in a cave.
Basically, I'm gonna say we head out there, checked out some of the caves, ended up having to fight a gigantic skeleton creature.
Here's her head.
And yeah, about that point in time, I have to point out that is what was making that giant skeleton creature move. And she killed all the sailors that are missing.
Sure thing. Yeah, she's like, I would have never hazarded it as a witch. You know, I've only kind of heard of those in stories, but
It looks like she's been at it for a while.
yeah.
Not only is she ex-witch, she's also ex-French. So we did good.
Oh wow, you did do good. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So yeah, she'll hand each of you like a crisp $5 bill. Thanks for your service here, friends. Now you do see the Red Wizard still in his cage. He's set to get executed tonight. But as he sees you, like, or his cage, his cell, as he sees you in there, he kind of walks up and he wanders around and he gives you a little wink when the sheriff isn't looking and points at his watch and, you know, gives you a little nods, you know. And actually, I think I've got some art of this guy. He's kind of a wild looking dude.
I want to hand the sheriff the $5 back. I'm just going to keep $1 from what I got. It's for the families.
Oh, well, thank you. That's mighty kind of you. He might be an NPCs.
From what I remember of Red Wizards, they all look kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks cool though.
I ain't gonna let somebody else look magnanimous and make me be the asshole here. Take my $5 too.
So eventually,
Bitch lion.
I'm going to put that on the list of rules that I still need to read up on this game is the reputation. Is there a reputation system in this, Bert?
Yep, there certainly is. The paths system.
Okay.
You start off wherever your character class says you start off. If it doesn't, you just start right in the middle, walking the line.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
20.
And when you do good stuff or bad stuff, it shifts you, and you just ask at the end of the game.
Okay. Well, I think, it'll
I
be
do
good.
believe you've earned yourself a boon there, Bert.
Yeah, and carry on being all generous and polite.
There you go. Good job. Yeah, Bert. Yeah.
Nice.
Hurry up and roll. I want to see. Yeah, Bert gets an extra boon. I got to deal that to you, don't I? Where is Bert?
And essentially what the system does is, depending on how far you are, you get a bonus or a negative to social interactions, depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah, I remember some of that from the Kickstarter or the
like
Quick Start.
a ne'er-do-well is going to do well with other outlaws, or if you're on the path of the righteous, you'll probably do well with lawmen. And
Are you a mystic monk?
yeah, I try to walk
mystic
the
monks
line.
are different. As long as you stay walking the line, you get a bonus with everyone. Bad, good,
wow.
doesn't matter. You get a bonus with everyone.
Yeah, man, I'm an equal opportunity asshole.
Okay, cool. And it's a nice, easy system. Did you do something to shift you one way or the other? And you just move a step. I like that. No crunch, no numbers, just. All right, cool. So, yeah. You see the Red Wizard in there, as you can see by the handout, which normally I wouldn't have exposed, but, sometimes I forget what I put on those handouts. His name's Dazan, and he's still signaling that he's good to meet you at Goodmead tomorrow. After his execution.
I'm not going to acknowledge the Red Wizard because, don't want to draw attention to this.
Yep. We'll probably just tell the sheriff that we've done our work around town. We'll probably be moving on.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, from there you just making the trip to Goodmead?
Yep.
Yeah.
Grab a little bit of. I'm gonna see about grabbing a little bit of bread and munching on that along the way.
Sure. Yeah, you can swing up through the dollar store, and it's just maybe a quarter. Or, I'm sorry, maybe like a nickel or something like that for loaf of bread or something like that.
Ooh, can I make my roll to see if I'm known here?
Yes, you can.
This is why I don't need money.
Nice.
All right, so rolled an 8. I think that makes it me. Check here real quick. It's a percentage. Sorry, wrong dice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have a
Everybody knows the
50-50
line.
chance at each village that I'm well known.
Oh, nice.
That
Well-
basically means people will buy me drinks, food, whatever.
Oh,
and,
nice. There you go. Well, yeah, the thing with Goodmead is
Live off notoriety.
its entire economy, its entire town is built around the Goodmead Brewery. So this is the beer that you've been pretty much drinking exclusively here in Icewind Dale. Everyone buys the Goodmead beer. It's fantastic. And then if you want the different kind of varieties that they have, you go to the Goodmead Brewery. Because the
Taproom exclusives.
yeah, the taproom exclusives. But yeah, if there's one thing, a place that loves beer is a place that loves some good action sports. So
it's a wrestling town.
yeah. But yeah, you'll make the travel to Goodmead. It takes a handful of hours. I'm not feeling a random encounter, so we're just going to get us to Goodmead. And yeah, it's a small town. There's just a few shops here and there. But then you find the brewery, and the brewery you can really, it's
You
what
smell
gives
it
the
coming.
town. You can smell it coming. Not only you can smell kind of the yeastiness in the air, but they also keep a giant apiary there. So you can actually start hearing the buzzing as you get closer. It's too cold for the bees to be out, so they kind of keep them inside in a heated kind of greenhouse that they have, a glass little building off the side of the brewery that they keep fresh flowers growing in year round. But yeah, it's giant 3-story building made with these giant logs. By far the nicest structure you've probably seen so far in Icewind Dale. But yeah, you roll into town and you make it into the brewery. There's plenty of seating. They've got rooms for rent here. You walk in. Now, this is one of the few places where they actually have like a real kind of restaurant vibe that you might get down in the southern states, where, you walk in and, someone comes up and greets you and shows you to a table. But it's a young woman who does so, and immediately she stops. Her face goes slack. "You're the lion!"
He strikes a pose.
Oh my gosh. My dad and my brother love you. They tell me when they moved up here from Pennsylvania, or one of the, states that I know existed during this time period. And they've seen you wrestle before, and they brought back posters. And she points to a section of the wall, and sure enough, there's, some match you did like 6 years ago.
I'll go up and I'll sign it.
There you go. And sure enough, she sets you down. She's just wait here. I'll be right back. And the owner of the establishment, he comes out along with one of his sons, and they just shower you with drinks, with food. They're sitting there. They're asking you about previous matches, like, oh, when you were fighting, the great mysterious one, like, how did you get out of that leg lock that he put you in? Like, that was so cool.
Well, the thing about mysterious strangers is they all have nards.
It's absolutely
And
wonderful.
I'll try to play wingman at some point with the young serving lady and be like, man, you know what? Did you know not less than a day ago, he slew a witch single-handed. Most impressive
What?
shit I ever seen.
Oh, I will debut Yeetus, the tag team partner.
They're a little uneasy about Yeetus because he's, despite the fact that he's a young Yeti, he's still the tallest one in the tavern. He's just this giant, white-furred, fluffy-looking Chewbacca thing with this mask. What kind of mask did he have on?
I made it from the fur of, or the hair. What was it? The hair?
Like
of
all the
dwarf?
creepy, whatever type of dwarves
Oh,
those
yeah.
are.
This strange, like, hair mask.
Yeah.
Wow, he looks terrifying.
Only a Yeti is powerful enough to team up with the lion.
Oh my gosh. When's your next match?
What town are we heading to next?
Well, right
We have
now
to
you're
meet somewhere, and
you're-
we have to meet the Red Buzzard somewhere.
here in
That's
this
here.
town.
We're
Yeah.
in this town. Okay.
Yeah, you don't really, at this point, eventually on your list is to confront the killer that's been running around the 10 towns. But the killer's not scheduled to do anything for another day or two.
All right. As yet to be determined somewhere within the 10 towns.
Oh my gosh. And the father's just like, oh, my name is Terry McBeerson. And I got to tell you, I've got enough space here. If we cleared out this area and put everyone up on the balcony, maybe we could set up a match here. What do you think? We'd give you a fair cut.
No, the lion isn't sure how long we'll be in your town, but it sounds
You know what?
Reasonable.
If you're open to a little bit of side banter on this, we could make a pretty good take from all of this.
I will have to consult with my new crew.
Okay, well, if you you decide that's what you want to do, just let me know. We'll need some time to to get it promoted, and everyone in 10 Town's going to show up for this. It'll be amazing.
Absolutely.
I mean, what? Maybe we go deal with the one thing, and we come on back here, and that's how we celebrate afterwards.
At
Sound
the
like a
table, in his quiet voice, the lion will say, "Seems you've all been upgraded to entourage status."
Does this mean more responsibility?
Is that a French word?
Oh no. But
I
the
think it just means you get to be shiftless layabouts.
Oh, I can
hell
do that.
yeah!
there you go.
I was already doing that, but now it's official.
It's official. The owner will definitely he'll offer to put you all up for free tonight. He's like, we got rooms open. Just it's an honor to have you here, Mr. the Lion. Like,
Is there a crowd here tonight?
there's not too many people. There's maybe,
We'll
this
change that.
yeah.
So the lion will go around and recount some of the finer points of his battles. Maybe put on a little, a little performance to draw people in, so he makes some money
There you
off
go.
of tonight.
Yeah. No, yeah, you do. And like people, like the bar starts filling up as the later the evening goes. You start, narrating, acting out some of your more famous matches. You have Yeetus kind of help you out here and there. Yeah, I'll say, give me a D20 roll.
Did you get the bits from Captain Kyrian counted as well, Chuck?
Did it give us more fits?
Yes.
Oh,
It did.
snap, I didn't see that.
Yep. Bert's getting loaded up with boons today.
There you go, Bert. You got another boon. Anyway, yeah, when you
All right,
get a
so
chance,
just want a D20 roll.
give me a D20. It's how many
Alright.
dollars you're going to make tonight.
Nice.
Ooh,
17.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
There's a reason we don't have to worry about money.
Yeah.
I'll take half of that, give it to the crew. I will keep $1 And the rest of it's going to go to the captain of the guard for the families again.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, you're gonna
Ooh,
own 10 Township.
Money charity event.
That could be it. So yeah, you all kind of have some fun, drinking on the house, eating all you can stand. You're getting brought like every kind of specialty drink and beer they've got. But eventually the night runs down. You all crash for the night with uneventful. The next morning you get up and head back down to the main room of this large inn or tavern. And sure enough, there's that red wizard sitting there at a table, eating a bit of fried bread, sipping on a mug of coffee.
I must say, you look exceptionally well for an executed man.
Well, we all have our tricks. So,
Fist bump.
there you go. I do want to thank you for your, willingness to hear me out, and even, your suggestion of freeing me beforehand. But, if they already had planned to execute me, it'd at least let me run around this area for a while without them looking for me. So, yeah.
That's one way to look at it.
Anyway, my name's Dzan, and I am one of the Red Wizards of the world. And,
What exactly is a red wizard?
well, we belong to an ancient offshoot of the Knights Templar. We study and practice the great magics of the world while traveling, looking up the long-lost secrets of, ages past. Yeah.
And what is it? What is it that brings you to this town, and why have we caught your attention?
Well, what brings me to Goodmead specifically is I like the beer. What
Fair.
brings me to this area of Alaska is, have you ever heard of the lost city of Atlantis?
I think everybody's heard of that. It's a wives' tale folklore story people tell.
Mm-hmm. A
Okay,
city.
Is that a French story?
Where I'd
It's-
choose to be looking
I don't
for.
think I was ever booked there.
Yeah. No, it's, a city so great, had wonderful technologies, but in their hubris, they accidentally destroyed themselves and their city sank into the sea. Well, I happen to be on the know that it didn't sink into the sea, but it flew away.
Oh, well, that's quite the opposite direction.
It is indeed the opposite direction. Because they were the Atlanteans. Great technology and magical ability. Absolutely. And they discovered a specific kind of mineral that could be used to make things fly. So they used it to make their city a flying city. And then from my understanding is they came up here ages ago because they heard rumors that there was a large source of this stone that they could mine out of the earth. But sadly, that's when their hubris kicked in and their city fell from the sky and sunk into the ice. And somewhere out there on the ice sheets is the now frozen and sunken lost city of Atlantis. And that's why I'm out here.
Hmm.
And what kind of proof do you have of this?
Ancient texts, first-hand accounts. Well, not necessarily first-hand, mostly first-hand. The dead are notoriously vague and speak in cryptic riddles when you ask them questions. But actually, that's kind of where my trouble got into. I think I might have found it, or at least found a large clue to where it's at. But I came across these absolutely troublesome-looking dwarf offshoots from the hollow earth underneath of us.
Yeah, we've
And-
been too.
Yeah, and I believe they're on the same quest for what I'm looking for. But sadly, they infected my hired crew with some kind of spore from these strange dried mushrooms, and they all became rabid and feral, and I figured it was best just to end them all before they accidentally start killing everyone in East Haven. And there you go. You accidentally kill, well, I can't say accidentally, that's not the correct term. You kill a group of people to save an even larger group of people, and all of a sudden you're a bad guy.
Hey man, that's no big deal. We saw some of them like mushroom people. We burned the shit out of them too, man. That's the way to go.
That is. It's quite terrifying. I might, once my task is done, might have to see if I can get my hands on some and study it. See if maybe there's some resistance that can be made, or concoction, or cure. Yeah.
We know where some of them came from. We can point her in the direction.
Sure, yeah. Now, I'm not specifically looking for the dwarves. I really don't care about them. I very much want to find Atlantis.
Well, I mean, some of them did have some like weird looking guns on them. Maybe that might tie into something they might have found from a place. If you're saying something around here might be some, great, man, I'm bad with words. Me and my 6 intelligence. But, like if there's a city full of fancy stuff, maybe that's where they found their fancy stuff.
It could be. Now, if I remember correctly, don't some of you have some of those guns, or no?
I only have the 2 I was...
Okay.
I only have the 2 I ever had.
Maybe you didn't take some of those. That's fine. He's like, it could be. I would need to see it. Now, these dwarves, as we'll call them, they come from a completely different society, living off of a completely different set of rules of nature. So they do have their own skewed and perverted form of technology. So it could very well be their own. I do not believe that they have gained access to the Lost City.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. Who knows?
No, I'm wrong all the time. I just figured I'd share.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
Well, it sounds like you got yourself in for a mighty fine adventure.
That's the plan, yes, to find Atlantis, to find a way to melt the ice and climb down into it and explore the city, see what I can find, and then maybe even get it flying again. That would be wildly. Yeah. It's quite amazing. And he pulls out this strange, lumpy black stone. They have this. It's called Sheridan. Not the hotel chain. Wow, they make the worst to pronounce words. Sheridan is what I'm going to call it from now on, because I can pronounce that. Yes, it's the stone I was talking about, and they use this to fuel their flying city.
Now, does that happen to look just very similar to the stone we're looking for?
Absolutely identical. Because you all have a lump of it in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely identical.
Yeah, I prefer we keep that lump there.
I ain't going to say nothing about it. I just wanted to make sure that I was on the same page.
Yeah.
Where did you happen to find that stone?
On the dwarves.
You think it's something that they mine up or something?
That's why. Well, like I said, the Atlanteans came here to find this stone so they could use it to fuel their city even more. There was talks in the ancient texts that they were going to venture out into the stars. So, yeah, this area supposedly is rich with it. I'm surprised that the Hammerglass Mining Company out of Kelvin's Cairn doesn't come across it more frequently. I figured it would be there, but...
Maybe they don't know what it's worth, and...
That very well could be. To an untrained eye, it doesn't look too far off from coal.
They may be using it for fuel for their fires instead of for something to fly.
Oh, I didn't put any thought to that. It seems silly that someone would just use this to fuel a mundane furnace, but I suppose to an idiot, that might be exactly what they're doing.
And if you don't know any better, yeah, we'll keep an eye out.
Okay.
Note to self: don't burn it.
Yes, that would be preferable. But anyway, it's always good to make friends. So I did, you all showed me some compassion, and you seem to be the rough and tumble type. So I figured it would be good for us to have a formal introduction.
Much obliged.
Um,
I'm glad that you're not dead.
Me too. I'm very much glad about that. I'll tell you what. I'm actually planning another expedition out into the ice. Not immediately. I need time to recover, gather my information, gather my thoughts, some more supplies. But if I were to do so, would you all be interested in being hired on as members of my party?
Hey,
Could
I
be
came
nice.
up here. I came up here for the quiet life, and now I got all these people asking if I want to do strange things.
That's true. And this might be the strangest yet. Let me take you out into the middle of the ice sheets. Let me find a way to burn a hole deep inside so we can climb down. And then let's explore an ancient, forgotten flying city. This would probably be the strangest. I hope.
The lion mutters.
Fun.
We can show you the world. Whole
With
new
this, though, if
world.
we get the flying city up and running again, we'll all take a very nice vacation.
Yeah, man.
That's
You know,
true.
that's a very mighty fine point, and a very thrilling idea. A vacation from all this.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'll tell you what, if you can help me get that city flying, you're welcome to come along with me.
a place where I don't have to worry about all the crazy down here. You know, you're really making this a tempting offer.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be an entire city that hosted a population of millions, so plenty of space to get yourself lost. And absolutely no hazard of wandering salesmen.
You know, you got me at salesman.
Okay.
That sounds like a stadium the lion must present in.
Ooh.
A flying city as a giant coliseum.
Oh, man.
That would be an interesting thought. Sure, I'd be open to the idea.
Man, you could make people pay for the privilege of coming on to your city and taking a view, like a pay-per-view sort of situation.
It's like a giant balloon ride.
Yeah, man.
Give me your life savings and I'll fly you up into the air and you can throw coins off the side and then I'll lower you back down and away you go.
Oh no, I won't be taken for that ride again.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what all is on your plates up here?
We got some killer we need to kill.
Usually it does take a killer to kill a killer. So,
Little odds and ends.
Righteous murdering.
that's
Yeah,
fair.
man.
I mean, that's our biggest on the to-do list. The rest of it seems like little odds and ends that I'd rather not get tied up in.
That's fair. I did, while I was traveling around, I did hear rumors that there was a serial killer of some form running around the 10 towns, but it had nothing to do with my research, so I just really ignored it and made sure I wasn't one of the ones who were killed.
I mean, hell, we got hired to deal with it, and we mostly ignored it too.
I mean, you got a point.
That's fair. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to be returning to my base of operations after this. If you ever need help, you're always welcome to come and get me. And when it's time for my expedition, I'll gladly reach out to you and see if you're all interested still.
Sounds like a deal.
Yeah, man, that sounds like a good time. I mean, it's probably going to suck a lot on the way there, but
Yeah,
when
well,
it's done,
yeah.
be cool.
My biggest thought here, and I mean, forgive me, but I'm letting my mind take a flight of fancy here. If they so technically advanced, I think is how you phrased it.
Yes.
What dangers do we face in trying to get this thing off the ground?
I don't know. Now, the one thought process might be that this was their fortified home flying in the city. At the time, there was no possible threat against them. So once we make it inside, it should be, so to say, smooth sailing.
Fair point. Fair point.
If my studying what I've learned correctly, the thing that was their ultimate downfall was bureaucracy. Really, I mean, you come across any group of great minds, there's going to be nothing but conflict, and you put those great minds in position of power, and then there's skeeving and conniving and that's my understanding. Is it wasn't so much that they were destroyed by something or their magic failed. It was more so that the wheels of government within their civilization ground to a halt, and their ship suffered for it. It's, the right people weren't at the right places to keep things working.
That's how it goes sometimes.
Now, you mentioned these gray dwarves that we've ran into more than once now. Can you tell us anything more about them?
Yes, I believe they're what they refer to themselves as the Dugar, the Dwargar. I'm not quite sure on the pronunciation. None of them have been polite enough to give me the full information. But they're residents of the hollow earth underneath of us. Are you all familiar with the hollow earth theory?
Nope.
Essentially,
is it anything like the flat Earth?
Well, no.
I heard about that. That's true.
Okay.
That's not true, but okay. No, it's once you get far enough down, there's giant tunnels and chasms that interconnect underneath the planet, inside the planet. More so, there's more surface area inside of the planet than on the outside of the planet.
I, for one, heard if you put something on the edge of the planet, it can't knock it off.
The planet would have to be flat for that. And
yeah.
I can tell you personally that I have been to Australia, so your theory is invalid. Because in flat earthers, a lot of them believe that Australia is not real. So,
if you say so.
I suddenly maybe regret my choices and who I've asked to hire.
We're good at what we do, though.
I will take skill and brawn over intelligence for this task, I presume, or suppose.
Man, all I'm saying is you tell me I gotta choose between either a flat earth that I can walk on. Gotta tell you what, when I'm walking all day, I'm walking in a straight line. I ain't like tumbling over in front of myself. And then I gotta choose between a flat earth or a hollow earth that might crumble beneath my feet. I'm gonna choose the flat earth.
That's fine. I suppose if you have to follow a flat earth theory, please do the one with the elephants and the turtle. That's at least that one's entertaining.
No, beneath the flat earth is a wild river of spirits that are maintained by Charon, the boatman to hell.
Okay, that one is far less entertaining and morbid. But
I mean, more he talks about the fella he works for. I don't argue with that son of a bitch. I mean, you seem real smart, but that son of a bitch works for like the motherfucker that like delivers souls. So I don't argue with him.
Probably wise, and I will definitely consider adding that to my list of, things not to do. Do not argue with that motherfucker.
One day the lion will have his struggle with the ferryman. It will be mighty indeed.
Oh man, the lion versus the ferryman would be epic.
That it would. Well, we have some killer we have to kill, and you got some learning you got to do.
Yeah.
I think we got ourselves an okay deal at the moment.
Okay.
Shoot, I forget what the killer's name is. I just know he needs to be dead.
His name is... God, what is his damn name? Sephric.
Sephric, yeah, Sephric.
Mhm.
Have you heard of this man? We needs to figure out how to take care of him without him knowing we're there.
I have. I've never dealt with him directly, but I have dealt with his employer, Torg, a few times. I mean, bullets usually work well when it comes to killing someone.
Mhm.
Um,
I'm pretty good with them.
does this person, to your knowledge, possess any abnormal or supernatural skills that you're worried about?
That one real cold fella or something like that.
Yeah, he's never cold for some reason. Something odd about that.
Yeah, I did take note of that. Well, all of us were appropriately dressed. He was wearing just regular clothing, a short sleeve vest. I asked his employer about that because it was quite odd, and he's like, the cold doesn't bother him anyway, so...
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna be the first to die. I'm telling you that. Going straight for that sumbitch. I don't trust him.
Well, other than that, I'm not sure if he's got anything special about him. I may have to get me a rifle because I don't want to get close to him.
It's not a terrible idea. Now, like I said, I haven't paid any attention to these killings, but one can't help but notice, patterns. And it seems like it's after the new moon that most of these killings take place. And tonight would be the new moon.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're wanting to catch them in the act, tonight or tomorrow would probably be the time.
Well, I do seem to recall a rumor that these were ritualistic. I think that's how the word is said.
I could see that. So, another thing I haven't really looked into, have you noticed that it's been nighttime the entire time? At least
Well,
that
yeah.
I've been here.
That's why they've been killing these people, I think.
Yes, that's one of the reasons why I didn't want you to free me from the jail in East Haven. Not necessarily, I wanted, faking my death is a great way to free myself for a little bit. But the other thing is I didn't want to be the one stranger in town on the night that they burned someone alive as a sacrifice to whatever pagan creature they're worshiping to try and drive off the eternal night.
Yeah, you'll note that we left there too.
Yeah. I'm a strange stranger, and some of us are stranger than me, so...
That's fair. But, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna do something here. I know we just first met, and we did show you some kindness, and you're free now, but is there any type of boon you could give us that might help us against something that may be supernatural?
Sure. Something that's supernatural, and you're going to be fighting a person that doesn't seem to be affected by the cold. Those of you with you two with the guns, each of you give me 12 bullets.
Okay.
I'll grab my bandolier and set it on a table.
He'll take 12 bullets. It's a load for each pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll do a small enchantment on them. And the enchantment is that these bullets, if they hit, will deal an extra 1d6 fire damage.
Oh.
And you need to count those bullets specifically. Now you, and she'll look at Cletus, or he'll look at Cletus. You seem to have something going on. Your swords have some strange auras about them.
Yeah, I got the fire covered. Actually, what I was going to ask, hey, Glint, do you feel comfortable showing them that thing that we ran across? He seems inclined, if that makes sense.
I'm trying to remember what thing that would
Your
be.
little pokey
Oh, the dagger.
Yeah, man.
Oh
he-
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm good, but I'll figure, I'll take my turn to pass the buck your way, so to speak.
So yeah,
Yeah.
he'll take a look at your dagger and he'll do a small, little bit of magical scrying, delving into its properties. He's like, this is a very wicked instrument. That's
we did get it from a witch, so that would
yeah.
explain a lot.
This is what I would probably classify as a dagger of manslaying.
Oh,
Deals an additional d6 damage to humans.
oh, well, I don't find myself fighting too many of them all that often, but
Yeah, that's a cruel instrument. Yeah, good luck with that one. Now the lion, I'll tell you what, I've got something special for you. And he takes like a strip of paper out of his book and he kind of folds it up into like this little origami ring. Pop this on your finger. And next time you punch someone with that hand, it'll kind of burst and give them a little shot of fire. It's just a one-shot thing, so make sure you use it well.
The lion is not above using gimmicks.
There you go. And
I'll set
Olympian.
down my strange little alien pistol, and I'll say, "What about that?"
Oh wow, this is very high technology. Where did you find this? This is quite intriguing. Could I buy this off of you?
I'll look to the others.
I think we've got more than one, right?
I don't
mean,
remember.
it's yours. You do what you want with it.
I
Sure.
mean,
You're the one who nearly got his brains eat. Like, I feel like you got some ownership.
like
That's fair. Yes, I'll go ahead and I'll sell it to you
this is
for all the
fair.
help you've given.
Sure. And he'll kind of check his bag. He's like, let's see. If I take my daily expenditures for what I've missed, it's $40 good?
I'll look to the others. It's $40 good.
That would be a yes.
I mean, he's already providing some boons. That seems.
Mighty fair.
This is absolutely intriguing. I've only seen one gun like this. It was much larger, though. It appears to be of illithid design. Did you find this in the ice somewhere? Where did you come across? This is interesting.
We had a moment with some illithid and managed to acquire this.
A moment.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
point to the
man.
bald spot in my hair and say, "Yeah, that right there is where it tried to suck my brain
Oh,
out."
wow.
Yeah, man, some octopus some bitch just latched right on. It was a mess.
We killed it though.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive and terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Impressive that you killed them. Terrifying that they're on planet.
Not anymore.
Well, as far as we know.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty sure we killed. They had some babies. We killed the babies.
That's good. That's good. Did you find any of their larvae?
They're what?
They're young.
They look kind of like little slug thingies, maybe come in a jar or something like that.
Yeah, that would be a good way. Usually they're kept in some kind of vessel, glass vessel, and they look like strange little, like, very ugly little, like, lampreys or something like that.
I don't want nothing to do with it. Them things, I saw them. They scared me deathless.
Did you destroy them?
For some reason thought that Jeff took some with him.
Yeah, Jeff took them.
Mama Birdie has them.
Mama Purdy has them.
I cannot emphasize this enough. You must destroy those. Throw them in a fire. Something. Just destroy them and make sure you destroy every single one of them.
I think we could make sure that gets done.
The
Next time Mama Purdy gets a real nice drink on, we'll go ahead and we'll throw those in a fire then.
We'll have a party.
illithid has several diverging paths that it its life cycle can take. The center being of its hive mind is what they would call the mother brain, who spawns their young, the tadpoles that you say you've seen. These tadpoles would then be inserted into a sentient creature that would undergo a process known as ceremorphosis, which would then turn them into an illithid. The alternative is that these tadpoles are not inserted, and then they grow up on their own, and then they become essentially a giant, monstrous, voracious eel creature.
Oh, well, we don't want to be carrying that around with us.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we could tame it and turn it into a pet. They could eat everything.
They don't. They still have some of the psychic abilities of an illithid. So usually they'll just hypnotize their prey and swallow them whole. I say giant as in 40 to 50 feet long giant.
Oh, yeah. Not going to put one of them in your back pocket.
No, you put you in your back pocket.
So I do.
I don't want that either.
Yeah, get rid of those, please. Yes, that's important.
We'll see about taking care of that.
Okay, then.
I much appreciate the boons that you've been giving us, and we're going to see about taking care of a killer.
Okay. Well, like I said, and he'll let me mark on your map where you can find me.
All right, man.
And he says, it looks like it's in the middle of nowhere, but you'll see a giant black, just crag, spire of rock out there in the tundra. And that's where I'll be hiding at. So come find me there. If you see my assistant, he's a little rough to cast your eyes on to begin with, but he's harmless.
What's his name?
His name is Craig.
Okay, well,
And
maybe
when
let
you
him know we might be coming.
when you say rough to look at,
Oh, yeah. Very intimidating. Have you ever heard of a golem?
a what?
A golem. Initially, in some religious context, it was a giant creature made of clay given life to defend certain groups of individuals. My sect has figured out how to apply that to other materials and other things, and they act as, guardians, as servants, companions. So, yes, I have a golem, and his name is Craig.
He's made out of earth.
He's
Is he?
not made out of earth.
Oh, okay. So he's probably not flat then.
No, he's not flat. That was a joke that I see you were making now. Yes. No, listen, he'll just be a surprise. I don't want to ruin the surprise. It's
All right,
fine.
man.
Everything's fine.
Very well.
You had me at Gollum.
As long as he's not made out of bones, we should be fine.
Okay.
Well, much appreciate the offer. Much appreciate the boons. I'm hoping I didn't step out of line for asking.
No, it's fine. Listen. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Easy it is. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. We can both, rising tide, all the boats, things like that.
You're full of them metaphors.
Metaphors, but
Yeah,
yes.
that's the word.
Yes.
That one for sure.
Well, I'm gonna look at the rest of the group. We gonna have ourselves a fight tonight?
I hope so.
I'm looking specifically at the lion.
The lion is up for a match.
Let us go talk to the barkeep and see about getting this going.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
We're gonna go try and find the killer tonight, aren't we?
Well, I also think that making some money off of the lion is not a bad idea too.
What is tonight the first night of the
It's a new moon, yeah.
moon?
Oh,
Yeah. And
So
that's in
tonight's the nights that.
Cairdenval?
What's that?
Is that in Cairdenval that we need to be?
He's in East Haven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe another night.
I mean, maybe that can be kind of like our celebration, right? Like we kill the killer, then we come on back to good
And we have
mead.
fun.
We drink the good mead and we celebrate.
So we challenge the killer to a wrestling match.
Capture
Maybe,
him.
or like maybe after we kill him, we like keep his body around and we make like a little comedy routine out of it.
I think we can start calling him Bernie.
Yeah, man.
We'll make a weekend out of it.
I like it, man.
That's great.
I was trying to avoid getting into this fight, but I suppose we better.
All right. So what's the plan?
I think we're going back to East Haven.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to take this guy out. However, I do want to see if there is a way I can get my fingers on a rifle.
Here in Goodmead, probably not.
Figured.
In East Haven, you would feel pretty good about that. In fact, you could probably go to this traveling merchant by the name of Torg, who happens to have the killer employed that you're wanting
Buy
to
one.
take out.
Yeah.
And you could probably
It
just
could-
buy a rifle off him.
I may end up having to do that. Be a good way to get some scouting done too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be a convenient way for us to figure out where he's at and maybe kind of tail him around until the time's right.
How much does a rifle normally run for?
Even if I can't purchase one, I can look very, very interested. I got a pretty good shot. I can shoot something probably 150 feet out and still hit my mark.
Yeah.
Well, I just mean to say, if you were shy a bit, I'd spot you, man.
Well, you do realize that my background is I have none. I lived on the streets. The money I have is what I found inside that witch's lair.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
So-
I make bad decisions with money anyways.
That would help.
Yeah. Well, we can figure out money. That's no
Yeah.
problem.
So a regular, like a breech loading carbine, or a musket would be like 15 to 25. If you
I'd
want
be
like a
looking-
lever action,
Yeah, that's about the direction I'd go.
that'd be around $40.
Okay. Because either a lever action or a bolt action is what I'd be looking for.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I got $40 selling a weird alien gun to a red wizard. Why not?
Well, that's your money. I ain't gonna assume I can use it.
Well, I would mostly be using my rifle and my my sword as well. So
Well, I ain't nice enough to pay for it all out on myself, but tell you what, I'll chip in 20.
I appreciate that.
all right, yeah, we'll go halfsies on it.
Yeah, man.
Alrighty.
The lion would be glad to grant you his $3.
You keep your money. You've been giving yours away to everybody else. You've earned that. You keep your money.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be. I'm gonna make a shopping trip out of getting a rifle when we get back to East Haven,
Sure.
and use it for scouting on our quarry as well.
Okay.
I just learned that word quarry.
Good one.
Is that French?
I don't know.
Oh no.
Sounds like a bullshit word to me.
So yeah, you can all travel back to East Haven. No trouble. Nothing happens. You get there probably around midday. And sure enough, if you travel to the kind of the central markets in East Haven, do I have a map of East Haven? I made all these handouts like a month or two ago, and now I just don't remember what all I've got where.
That would be
That map.
So
Yes.
yeah, kind of in the around the town hall area.
Okay.
There's a central market, and they set up. There's all sorts of caravans or whatnot that travel around the 10 towns. And sure enough, you're able to find Torg's caravan. This angry, surly-looking little dwarf who over enthusiastically tries to sell, secondhand goods or ill-gotten goods. But yeah, if you approach, he'll gladly come over and welcome, friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got everything you need, from chairs to wagon wheels to booze and food and weapons. And what are you looking for today?
Oh, well, I'm in the mood for a new firearm. I got these 2 pistols, but when you don't want to get close, you need something a little bit better. I was thinking about checking out some rifles.
I can help you out with that. I got some that even shoot.
Well, that's generally preferential. There's usually a guy walking around with you. I don't see him here. I was going to see if he might want to get in on a shooting competition. He looked like he might be good with a gun.
Are you talking, old Sephiroth? Oh, he's nothing but a stick in the mud, and he's not one for firearms anyway. Don't worry about him. He's, invite him over. He's just going to dampen everyone's mood.
Oh, fair enough. Nobody needs a wet towel, right?
Correct. Especially in this weather. It'll freeze on you.
You got a point. So I'm in the mood for something like a lever action or a bolt action rifle. I was wondering where you might have them hiding.
I got just the thing here. And he pulls out an old, I guess it wouldn't be necessarily so old now, but like a Colt lever action or something like that. I've got the stats if you check in our channel for the Discord. I've got
first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to ask him if I can do a couple of test shots with it.
Sure, he'll let you take a couple test shots. He'll toss you a couple rounds of 44 ammo. Okay.
Does it seem to shoot well?
Go ahead and give me an intelligence test to give it a once over, and then I'll have you.
That's a 19.
Yeah, it's got some surface scars on it, right? It's been treated kind of rough, but it looks like the internals are all in good condition. It's got plenty of kind of like carbon buildup on it, so it'll need a good scrub out.
All right.
Some fresh, a little bit of gun oil in there would probably be good for it. But the barrel, you check the barrel out, you get some light going on it, going down the barrel. It's free of pitting. It's free of scars.
Okay.
The rifling seems to be in good shape inside of it. The iron sights are still there. Yeah, it's in rough shape, but it seems to be, a trooper.
Sound.
Yeah, mechanically sound. Yeah.
All righty. Then I will thank him for his patronage, or for not his patronage. I'm the patronaging here.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to thank him for the sale.
Sure thing. Yeah, no problem. $60.
60. Well, I was wondering if maybe, because I'm a little light, I've been just traveling into town here. I only got $43 on me.
Give me a personality test. Does anyone else want to kind of step in and try and help him get this price down?
Yeah, I might lean in on there and just comment on the overall quality of the gun.
Sure.
Look around to see if he's got any posters around of wrestlers.
Give me a luck check, Bert. So Joe, give me a charisma or personality test. Dan, same thing. And then,
oh wow,
Bert, you pass your luck test. Actually, yeah, you do see he's actually got some framed wrestling posters, and you see one of yourself.
Right. So the lion will try and help his roll by coming up and saying, "This is the lion's entourage. Surely there's a better price you can work out if I maybe signed one of your wonderful posters here."
So I'm just going to, that's a hard bargain right there. Dan, you do a good job pointing out the surface condition. Conrad, you're trying to push the price down. He's not too sure. Glint comes in and he's just like, yeah, but look at all the surface damage. But then the lion just swoops in like, I'll sign your shit so you can sell it for even more money. And the guy's like, fine, I'll take your $43. The rifle's yours.
You are a wonderful businessman, fair and polite. I appreciate that greatly.
Sure. Now, Olympian, as you're watching everyone kind of barter, and you're watching Conrad kind of take these test shots, you do see kind of lurking at the edge of the crowd, kind of watching everything Torque's doing, but also just kind of looking over the people in this market. Sometimes, they'll kind of lock eyes on a particular person, maybe follow them for a little bit. Think of it as you're seeing the behavior of like a wolf who's trying to figure out which member of a flock of sheep is the right one to charge after. But you do see Sephric stalking, kind of staying out of sight, but still, within range that if Torg needed anything, he could be there. Same kind of thing, wearing light clothing, short sleeves, no visible weapons on him. And it's the same thing when you see them, like just this inexplicable like feeling of cold just kind of washes down the back of your neck. But yeah, you've got sight of them too.
Well, somebody else did something stupid. I think it's my turn.
I love it. I love it.
I'm just going to aim my Sharps rifle into the crowd and try to shoot him.
Yes. I mean,
fuck, I was not expecting that. That's amazing. Do you got a deck of cards there, Jake?
I sure do.
All right, draw me a card.
Great. This is gorgeous.
I love this.
This is gorgeous.
Oh god, wait a minute. Those are boons. What is this?
Oh, hexes and boons. Not let me turn on a regular deck of cards for if you want to draw off that.
The thing was, Linthian didn't want any innocents to get hurt, so he pulled out his gun
and fired into.
So, anyways,
the
I started blasting.
So yeah, if you want to, there you go.
8 of spades.
Oh, aces and eights, man.
Oh no!
Starting this off strong.
Oh god, what happens when you flip an ace and an eight? Flipping face cards, queen, dead man's hand. Your shot misses, and you get a misfire. So you're gonna have to roll on the firearms fumble table for me, and you get a hex token.
Ugh.
Oh shoot! You know what? Dan and I forgot to do something.
Oh, you were gonna tune up your weapon, probably.
We forgot to tune our weapons.
I forgot about that too.
I just remembered now when he pulled that 8.
I'm so not used to doing it because we haven't played with the cards in a while.
Yeah.
What do I roll?
And of course, we didn't know about it until last time, anyways.
Fair.
So you're going to need to roll your fumble die for me. I'm
Next
looking
time,
up
next
the
time.
fumble table.
All right.
Eventually, I'll get around to. Oh, this is in roll 20. It's like I'll program in the fumble table, but yeah.
Looking
Okay.
for the firearm fundable table.
Yeah.
I was looking for my fumble die.
Oh, that'll be under your class if I'm correct.
Yep, it's page 868. Chuck,
Very cool. Thank you.
did I give you guys the bookmarked version?
No.
I think so.
Let me do that later.
Okay.
Believe it's either a D12 or a D10. We're level 2?
3.
3. Okay, so D10.
So roll me a d10 modified by your luck. If you got a positive luck modifier, you'll subtract it.
That'll be -1, so 7.
All rounds in the firearm are fouled. The gun must be emptied and cleaned before being used again. So you fire your shot. Every eye goes towards you. Sephric very much notices you. But you cycle your rifle, another dead shot. You cycle your rifle, another dead shot. For this encounter, your firearm is useless to you, Jake.
Oh no.
So go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
In response to this, since we have an idea of where he is and we know that we've kind of outed ourselves, I think a fun response to that would be to use the fly to the feather ability. And like you see in a lot of your cheesy kung fu flicks where the person just starts running along the tops of the heads of people in the crowd to shortcut.
Yes.
Cletus just hops onto the bench, hops off that, and then starts running atop the heads of the people in the crowd to shortcut to Sephric.
Get some wire foo going.
Yeah, some wire foo nonsense.
So you're running over to him. I'll tell you what. I'll let you have that action. And then I think it's going to be initiative.
Crouching hobo, flying hillbilly.
Can I do something similar?
Sure. What do you got?
I'm going to spend the point to do a bounding leap where I just from a standing jump, I leap 15 feet.
Oh, wow.
from where I am.
Oh, goodness.
Nice.
So, yeah, you two
Freaking
will be up
Tigger.
in melee range.
That's awesome.
One's running on heads, the other one's bouncing like Tigger.
Do I know
Man,
this?
he makes it look so easy. I got work so damn hard at this. That some bitch just jumps and he's there.
2,000 squat thrusts a day. That's what
Man,
the
ain't
lion.
nobody got time for 2,000 squat thrusts. God damn, lion.
So depending on our initiative, I'm trying to land on him, which is another part of what this thing does.
If it's part of your action, I mean, let's go ahead and resolve that and then get into it.
Okay. Well, it's an attack.
Sure, go ahead and...
It's at -2, but the damage is plus 1d.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm
Nice.
going to spend 2 boons to get it down without the minus, basically.
Okay.
Let's see. Can I just drag him? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, once they're on there, you can click on them and
Actually,
hit
can I
delete
just-
to clear them from the board.
Actually, hold on just a second. Sorry. We haven't used boons very much. I think I can just... Oh, no. I can just spend one to get a plus 1d modifier,
Yeah.
both attack and damage. So I'll spend 2.
Sure.
Ooh.
So what does that put me at? D20,
Die sizes up and 3 die sizes up.
So that's a D30, D24.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
30 minus 2 and
Yep. All right. Let's figure this out then. Plus my 1D. 30 minus 2 plus. Sorry, I never used this before. So
It's all right.
It's going to look awesome.
Mm-hmm.
especially if you just like put your foot right through them.
Got a belly flop. That's the only way to do it.
Literally
Cross
crush
body
it.
splash.
Oh, jeez.
Holy
25.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So that hits.
Yeah.
All right. So normally my damage is okay. So here we go. So the damage is normally a D20. It's going to be
Are you going to use that ring?
no.
Okay.
There's no point. D30. Then
The damage is a D20.
it's going to be D. It's going to actually no. Sorry. Oh shoot! I messed up my thing. Sorry, Chuck.
That's all right.
Sure. Messed up my chart. We're level 3, right?
Correct.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's 3 levels higher. D10, D12,
16.
D16. It's a D16.
Wow.
I say if you got that up to a D20, that'd be freaking wild.
Mhm.
All right. So slash roll D16 plus the damage from my D die, which is only 2. Oh wow, that's miserable.
Wow.
Oh,
All
no.
right.
6 points of damage.
Okay.
I mean, that's not bad for just like.
Don't we have some re-rolls banked?
Actually, I have boons. I can re-roll.
Oh yeah. There's a. You
Yeah.
got. Yeah. You can re-roll that.
Yeah, I didn't roll any 1, so I can still re-roll. Okay, so I'm going to spend another boon to re-roll.
Sure.
Let's get a 16 on that.
That would be awesome.
Go big.
11. I'll take that.
All right.
Better. It's better.
So I land on him from the air.
So yeah. Right now we've got the lion.
Oh, and he might be knocked over too.
Oh, what does he need to do?
So he needs to. Come on, where is it again? Oh dear. Sorry again, Chuck. I should have been more prepared for
That's
this.
all right.
Bounding leap. Okay. He has a 60% chance of being knocked prone.
Sure. I'll roll me a percentile. If it's 60 or below, he's on his ass. 5. He is on his
He's prone.
ass.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, so Cletus and the lion are both there on him in melee range. He is on his ass. He has just taken 11 points of damage. Let's go ahead and roll some initiative. Let me actually hang on a second.
Gotta put the tracker up.
Yeah, I got to get the tracker up, and I was going to... Oh, that's not the tracker. I was going to add some tokens. Characters. We got Conrad. I need to get a token for Conrad. The lion. Yeetus. Cletus. I need to... As one nice thing that I really love about Foundry is you can set the token permissions on the character sheet, so that way if you ever drag the token off of the character sheet, it always has those settings, so like the nameplates will always be turned on.
Nice. I am just average today.
Yeah.
I've been doing my best to not roll.
Well, you rolled decent.
Yeah, so far.
Not rolling is always a solid tactic. You can't fail if you don't roll.
I mean,
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I know how my first attack is going to go, so...
Oh, don't he look pretty?
yeah, I didn't mean to do that, but it happened. That's fine.
It's got a cool looking sword.
Mhm.
Yes.
Man, it's not being friendly with me with Yeetus, but he's just got a flat. No, he's got a 2. Okay.
Drag on
So I apologize. It's not letting me click Yeetus's token, so I'm just going to do it off on the side. Yeetus is probably going last anyways.
All right, so who do we got? All of you players. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to add Yeetus. Add turn. Add turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're all in. Yeetus had a 4.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then
Something you can do, Jake, while we're thinking about it, is you can spend one of those boons to get rid of that hex if you want.
yeah, you can.
Instead of-
Yeah, expend a boon to get rid of hex. If you just want to drag them out onto the table, then you can delete them.
Sounds good.
might save you from some unnecessary trouble.
Mm.
All right. Okay. So, how does this thing work? Oh, it just doesn't. I'm so used to Foundry. I'm like, shouldn't it like do something to let me know we're started? No. So the bad guy actually gets to go. He got a 15. So he's going to spend half of his movement standing up. The next thing he's going to do is he speaks a few words. And he turns to mist. And he moves behind the lion. And then reforms. And then he's going to attack the lion from behind. Where he had an empty hand, though, he now just a sword of ice forms out of the air into his hand.
What a cool dude.
All right.
Nothing personnel line.
That is going to be... That is going to be a 15.
It's exactly in my armor class.
Okay. And he puts 6 points of damage on the lion.
Now, from our vantage point, does anything interesting happen from the attack?
No, it slashes open the lion. You feel an odd burning sensation, but you realize that the blade is so cold that it feels hot to the touch. But yeah, other than that, maybe you see a little bit of frost kind of form on the back of the lion, but nothing crazy.
Okay.
Next up is Glint.
Or I might try and just kind of free action shout at people to clear out if there's anybody around here that
Sure.
shouldn't be. Don't need to be getting any innocent people caught up in this more than we already have.
Sure.
And I'll try and take a pot shot at him.
Sure. You can free action everyone to run.
And unfortunately, I already know what my first card in the deck is. It's an ace.
Ha.
All right. So you draw an ace. That means you get a hex token.
Mhm.
Let me deal that to you. And then go ahead and roll your fumble for me.
Yep. Let's see.
If you've got boons, you might want to get rid of that hex because it does modify the chart.
Does it take effect immediately?
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'll go ahead and trash it and
All right. Throw a boon and throw a hex out on the table so you can delete them, and then roll your fumble.
Yep. Give me a second here.
Because that's a +1 die size on your fumble roll.
Yeah, and I think my
Yeah, it's
fumble die
pretty
is already pretty big.
I got a D8.
And that's a cumulative. For each hex token you have, it goes up an additional die size.
Yep. We'll check that my
Oh no.
should be a D10, I think, at level 3.
Okay.
So
And I have it wrong on my chart.
No, they don't have a D10 option for it in the character sheet.
it's not in the
Okay.
character sheet.
What's your luck modifier?
It is 0.
All right, so 4. Your cylinder's overpacked and goes off with a deafening boom and a fiery flash. The attacker is not only stunned for 1d3 rounds, but all attacks within 50 feet suffer -2 to attack rolls due to the opponent and allies seeing spots. So, for the next 1d3 rounds, let me roll that out.
You got flash burn.
1 round, Dan is stunned, and
At least it's
everyone
only one
else
round.
who is making, let me read, make sure I read that right. All ranged attacks. So anyone else making ranged attacks for the next round gets a -2.
Sorry, Conrad.
That's all right.
So if I remember correctly, you can keep shooting.
Except I'm stunned, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're stunned. You can't keep shooting, Dan.
No. I'm sorry, Dan.
It's all right. At least it's only 1 round this time.
That's true.
True.
All right, Lion, you're up.
All right, so he unleashes his battle cry, which sounds a lot like a real lion. So everybody gets a +1 to attack and will saves. Enemies suffer a -1 to attacks and will saves, and it will last for the next 7 rounds.
Wow.
Ooh.
All right, so he's going to basically just go in and attack. I'm going to call my D die as, it's an effect that El Cuerpo de Pedra, which is basically, it allows me to thicken my hide and avoid blows better.
Okay.
So if the D die goes off. All right, so this guy seems like he is a boss level fighter. So I am going to go ahead and throw a boon token down to get an extra
Die size.
up on the scale.
There you go.
And here is my attack. 12. Well, is it not firing? There it goes.
There it is.
There you go.
I got my deed.
Nice.
Nice.
So that, what does your D do? You said it just toughens your
Actually, maybe not, and maybe not. Does it actually hit his AC? If it doesn't, then it's, yeah, it still has to
No.
hit, regardless of the deed.
If you wanted to burn 1 point of luck, you could make that
I
a
will
hit.
do so. Yes. All right, I will do so. So
right.
let me roll my D die was a 3, so I ignore 2 points of damage from each non-magical strike for the next round. So
Okay.
and not a lot.
All right. So that's going to be 7 points of damage on him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next up is Torg, the angry little dwarf now. Hey, he's supposed to protect me, not me him. How dare you make me do some peasant's work? And he pulls out his shotgun. And he is going to take a shot at Olinthian. Because Olinthian was the first one to shoot at his boy.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is going to be a +2 to this 20. 13. And let's see, a shotgun. Where are you at, shotgun? Oh, there we go. Hey, it's close range, so yeah, that's going to be a D14. Oh, you know what, Jake? I'm getting ahead of myself as I accidentally refreshed the game. I have to draw a card from the top of my deck. What did I get? Oh, it's this camera. Oh, shit. I got a king.
Oh, man, that's a +3, isn't it?
+3 to attack and damage.
Oof.
So
Why is that at the top of my deck for once?
yeah. Uh, 10 points of damage on you, Olinthian.
Ooh. Ooh.
But that's all he does. Now he's going to have to spend a bunch of time reloading this shotgun. But the other thing you hear is the call of someone's called the sheriff.
Oh, goody.
So
Probably not good.
Cletus, what do you got going?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna take the general advice of our wizard friend from earlier, and I'll spend the 3 personality points to get myself good and hop 'em mad and set myself ablaze.
Ooh.
That just seems like you know what makes me angry? It makes me so pissed off I'd lick the sweat off the back of a sumo wrestler. Some son of a bitch like you looking to pick off one of these motherfuckers in the crowd. I'm gonna burn you, stupid ass sword. I'll show you a fire sword, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. There you go.
And then I'm going to start hacking and slashing. And for my D-Day, I'm going to try and go for it's called Thunderclap, but I'd like to think it's basically during the midst of the slash, I'm going to try and just take one of the pommels and just catch him right in the ear.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And just use the Thunderclap one that's off the sheet here.
Sure.
Let's try
You
that.
got a +1 bonus to your attack.
There you go.
Yay. I like that. Okay. +1. Attack with D. Oh.
Nice.
17, your deed doesn't pop off, but
It's still a hit.
that 17 is still a hit, and that's still 7 points of damage.
And so then it'll do an additional D6 fire damage.
Sure.
So 4 fire damage, and there's a 30% chance he catches on fire.
That sounds fantastic. I'll roll a percentile. What was the percent?
30.
All right. 58. Sadly, no.
Fair enough. And then I'm going to use my living weapon attack to try and punch him.
Sure.
Oh, no, that was my first swing. I've got another sword swing.
Oh, man. You should do
Man,
that.
I forgot about that. Yeah, multiple attacks.
That's great.
Late.
Yeah. So my D die was a 2.
+1.
Got a bonus of 1 thanks to our luchador buddy.
14 is a hit. 6
So
more
14.
damage.
So 6 more plus another fire. And then so 30% chance of catching him ablaze.
Enough of these 30%. One of them's got to catch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That went.
He's rolling the opposite direction.
Oh, yeah. I rolled a 58 before. Now it's an 85. So I just flipped my dice.
That's okay.
Yeah. You said you got one more to go?
Then I do my living weapon one. I apologize.
That's all right.
Cletus just whips around a lot.
Ooh, that is a fumble.
Oh no.
Fortunately, you got a boatload of boons.
Yeah, I'll gladly trade out
one.
one of my boons to cancel out the hex.
So yeah, just throw one of your boons out there, and I won't deal you a hex token. You do need to roll fumble, and this was a melee attack.
Okay, I think it should be D10.
Oh, it's I'm sorry, it already rolled it. 1 on a fumble table. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, your attack goes wild, causing a loss of balance. This opponent gets a +1 die size attack against you until your next action.
That's fair.
Okay.
I still feel good about that.
That's, yeah. Cool. All right.
Then I need to do a thing. So that'll last for 6 rounds. Okay, so I got the flame on for 6 rounds.
Oh, cool. All right. Conrad, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to pull this stunt off, but I'm gonna try it anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
I was standing right there next to Torg when he decided to take a pot shot at my friend Olinthian with his shotgun.
Yes.
And he's currently fumbling around trying to put shells inside his shotgun.
Yep.
I'd like to reach down on my hip and grab that jug of white lightning that I always carry with me
All right.
and dump it all over Torg.
Sure. I won't, you know what? Give me a melee test.
All right.
I'm not going to make this go against his full AC because, you know, it's kind of an area attack. Actually, you know what? I should, instead of that, I'm going to make him do a reflex save against the number you just rolled.
It would be an 18 because I forgot the 1.
All right. Well, he does not clear that. So, yeah, you dump white lightning all over Torg.
I'm just trying to make his life miserable while he's doing this.
Okay. White lightning, the sting is in his eyes. The fumes are just going to overwhelm his nose. He's hacking. He's sputtering. He's trying to rub his eyes down.
And then I'm just going to look at him and go, well, I'm going to warn you now. Every single one of us has been blessed with fire. And last I knew, my drink was very flammable. You might not want to be around here.
Give me a personality test, and I want you to take +2 to it.
All right. Oh, it's not going to let me. We'll do it this way. That's going to be, that was a natty 1.
Oh.
All right.
That was a natty 1.
That was a natty 1. Do you get hexes for natty 1s on skill tests? Or is it just
Good
attacks?
Here, let me look it up real quick.
Okay. All I've got on my
I've got
notes.
it bookmarked.
Yeah. All I've got on mine is on nat 20 or nat 1, but I didn't specify if that was attacker.
At the very least, he's going to be mad at me instead of Olinthian.
Yeah. I would presume not. Usually they don't.
Yeah, no, it is. Anytime a natural one is rolled.
All right, don't worry about it. I'm going to buy it out.
All right, go and throw a boon down and delete it off the table.
Taken care of.
Cool. All right. Anything else there, Conrad?
No, I'm assuming dumping that out was my action.
Okay.
So
So I'll tell you what, he's definitely not intimidated enough to stop attacking because he's real mad at you. So you're the focus of his ire. So yeah. Olinthian, what do you got?
Well, I'm gonna draw my I'm gonna drop my rifle and draw my spectral sword.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to run up behind Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
And slash him across the back in much the same way he slashed the lion.
Sure thing. You get a +1 to your attack from Bert.
Yep. Would help if I looked at my melee weapons. Ugh.
14's a hit, though.
Okay, well, that's good, at least.
All right. Anything else, or is that your turn?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. Yeetus.
Well, you know what they say, Yeti see, Yeti do.
That's
He's
fantastic.
never tried it before, but Yeetus saw the lion do that leaping thing.
Yeah.
I think Yeetus is going to copycat. Because
Okay.
that looked awesome. Is that one personality? Here we go. And so then it's a -2 on the attack. But I've got
But you get a +1. Yep.
Yeah, so it's just going to be a -1. Okay. And let's see how that goes.
Oh, yeah, that's a miss. That's a long miss. He locking up won't be possible.
No.
No, he still makes the leap, but yeah.
Yeah, he's there. He's just not
It's
able.
not as cool looking.
All right.
Yeah,
Can
he
you
kind of overdoes it, like
Yeah.
lands on top of like a cart or something like that.
Okay.
Lack of experience is showing.
Yeah.
You're just embarrassed.
Can Yeetus do anything else, or is that his turn?
I assume that's his attack, basically. So
Yeah. Okay.
it just seemed like the thing to do.
That's fair. So
I need to make a quick pit stop. I'll be right back.
okay. So this dude, Sephric. Oh, I guess his name's just Sephic. I have been pronouncing it wrong. He's got 2 action die, so he's going to take this ice sword, and he's going to make a slash at Yeetus and Cletus.
Getting raided by Fable Forge RPG.
Oh snap! Let me take a look.
For the
Ooh.
raid.
Hey, thanks for the raid.
Thanks.
We're playing Icewind Dale, Rime with the Frostmaiden, but we're doing it in the weird frontier setting. So rather it being, Forgotten Realms, this is in Alaska in a valley called Icewind Dale. Yeah, and 1800s frontier style.
Okay. Little
With
bash.
magic and wrestlers.
Yeah, with magic and wrestlers. Anyway, so let's go ahead and swing against Cletus. We'll do this in alphabetical order.
All right.
This will be a +5. 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
What does he gets a -1 as well if that matters?
Oh,
or not.
well, that would be a 16 then. I did forget about that, but I'm going to guess a 16 hits.
16 does hit. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and roll the one against Yeetus. Yeah.
Yep.
So his sword slashes out. And actually, I missed something on the attack against Bert, so I'll go ahead and make sure that gets tacked on here. So, against Cletus, you're going to take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And then against Yeetus, that's going to be 4 points of damage. But then each of you take an additional 3 points of ice damage. So,
Ouch.
I'll add that to my sheet there, Chuck. That's fine.
Additional 3 of ice damage, right?
yeah. What do you add into your sheet, Bert?
The 3 points of ice damage.
Oh, look at this. Look who takes half damage from cold.
Oh, snap.
The Cletus and Yeetus.
To Cletus and
Steady.
Yeetus. All right. So that's the end of this dude's turn. He looks angry. He's wielding strange cold weapons, and the turn passes to Glint. Oh, yeah. You're still stunned. Congrats. The lion.
A regular turn
All
for,
right.
for Glenn.
Yeah.
Lion is going to burn some more personality, enact Strength of the Bull, which just ups my bonus for strength, and it's going to attack again. This time, my D die, I'm going to try and basically do a brain buster, grab him by his belt, and flip him and slam his head on the ground as part of my attack.
Fantastic.
All right, so
I believe it was called the DDT in the future.
yeah,
Yeah.
D10 attack with deed plus 5. Wow, well,
Oh,
that went
yeah.
off. All right, 15 points of damage, and the opponent lands prone and must pass a fort save with the DC matching the total attack number to avoid being knocked unconscious for 1d4
Wow.
rounds.
So this is going to be a D20 plus 3. I do clear it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. But 15 points of damage.
Oh, not done though.
Okay.
The opponent suffers an additional D die of damage. Make a new lucha die roll and add the result to damage as well. Oh, actually, it takes more damage than that. I'm sorry. The thing also doubles the D die damage, so it's another 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And then this next one is doubled again.
Do you get the benefit
just
of your
another
+1?
So
Yeah, it's all in there.
So
Okay.
So 22 points of damage.
Good Lord.
were you looking to knock
him
this
out. I'm
dude?
not trying to. No,
Okay.
I don't kill.
Okay.
Unless
Then
I
yeah.
have to.
You have defeated Sephic. You do your brain buster, you drop him on his head, and he is out like a light.
That's delightful.
Now, with that, you still hear Torg, angry as can be, trying to fumble through reloading his shotgun to try and take a shot at Conrad. And then you hear the pounding feet of the guards, the local law running towards you.
Oh,
Actually, can I do one more thing?
Sure.
Just yell out since I know guards are coming or we can hear them coming. It's like, we have the murderer.
Oh, that's great. Go ahead and give me a personality test on that
which
one.
sucks right now because my personality's being siphoned off.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do it.
That's 10. I'll tell you what,
I'll spend luck if I need to.
you don't need to. I wasn't looking for a real high number. So because I kind of have it leaning in your favor that the sheriff here knows you and know you all just helped out. You know you're all good people.
And they know you're in town. The lion's in town.
Yeah. So Conrad, what do you want to do about this dude who's trying to shoot you in the face?
Oh, as the guards come running around the corner, I'm going to drop the rifle that was in my hand. I'm going to start shaking the jug. How dare you cheat me on this rifle? I can't believe you try and sell me a piece of junk like this.
Give me a personality test.
Oh, God. My personality sucks tonight.
Okay. There might be some complications from that. So
That's fine.
The guards approach. They kind of disarm this situation. They have everyone go ahead and holster your weapons.
I will when I'm unstunned.
Yeah, you unstun yourself. And so the sheriff, she just comes up and she's like, "Why the hell are you all throwing lead around my town like this? And why is he on the ground?"
To be fair, I don't think any of our guys got a shot off, right?
Well, Jake did shoot.
Oh, he did get one. Okay.
It's a warning shot.
Okay. If you want to, I'll let you. You all played off as a warning shot. Like, why don't you explain to me what you say? The sheriff comes up like, what the hell is going on? What do you tell
The
her?
lion is just laying on the guy's back with his arms behind him, so he's restrained.
Well, you know what had happened was there's this lady from up over in the yonder town, and she had hired us to do some investigations on the people that had gone missing and the murdering and all that sort of stuff. We'd done some investigation, and our review of the situation had come upon these gentlemen being involved, and we come here and we was trying to talk all gentle-like, and Olympian there, Ollie, as we like to call him, he's got that sense about him. He knows when something's wrong, and so when Ollie acts, we act.
All right.
I fired a warning shot at him.
Well, and she looks around and she sees that no one's been shot. One dude is unconscious. Well, actually, Ollie's the only one who's been shot.
Mm-hmm.
She sees that Ollie's been shot. She sees that you all have disarmed, and the person you're saying is the killer. So you didn't kill anyone. You didn't really put anyone, too much harm on their body. And the fact that you all just stopped those witches, and not only that, you returned personal effects, and you kind of refused some payment for it to help out the families of the victims. She's going to go along with you. She's going to be like, I tried to do something about this serial killer. Are you sure it's him?
Yeah, see, I don't even know, actually, so I'm looking at you guys like,
Unfortunately, our fact-finding characters aren't in the campaign anymore, but technically we found some strong evidence against them.
Okay. Yeah. If I remember correctly, the evidence was the fact that they
were selling the effects of the deceased.
Yeah. One, they were selling the effects of the deceased. Two, the wounds on the victims, there was never any signs of, what was done, the weapon. And they found bits of ice inside some of the injuries.
Yeah, and that matches his ice sword.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, she's just like, I wanted to go after whoever was doing this. The mayor wouldn't let me. But now that we got him, we'll give him a proper trial.
Do be careful. The guy turned into mist.
Yeah, actually, while I'm on him, see if he's got any jewelry, anything that might be magical, and just strip him of it.
Actually, yeah, you find a medallion around his neck, and it's got that same strange symbol as what you saw on the body in the ice. Let me
hold that up for everybody.
But if you want to grab that, I need you to make me a save real quick. Let me make sure I tell you the right one. I need you to make me a fortitude save.
Okay.
And 12 is the number I'm shooting for.
Has it been more than 10 minutes?
Sure, we can go ahead and let that go. Yeah.
No, I mean, has it been more or less than 10 minutes?
Right now, everything's kind of calming down. I'd say it would probably been just a few more than 10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Don't get that bonus. That's fine.
Okay.
16.
You did good. Yeah, you grab it like it's so cold that it's like it almost starts to burn. But you. Yeah, but you.
If the lion's testicles weren't already so shrunk, they'd be pulled up into his body by the temperature of this thing.
But the thing is, as soon as you pull it off of his neck, like he starts shivering. Like you start all of a sudden, like the fog off his breath starts appearing on the air, like everyone else's. He starts shivering from the cold.
And man, that's the same bullshit that was around where that troll thingy was.
Yeah,
we've been seeing that one a lot. Might have to ask him where he got this from.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're just we're about a half hour past time. If you all want to question him, why don't we save that for the start of next session?
Sure.
And we can wrap it up here. You all have surprisingly captured the killer, or who you believe to be the killer. I thought you were all just going to kill him. So,
I mean, to be fair, I was planning on doing like a leaping flaming kick on the dude covered in moonshine, but
so yeah, we'll that's where we'll pick up next session. We'll question the killer. And then with the primary job done, you can follow up on some of the, secondary items that you got, tracking down more stones, seeing what's up with that crazy white moose.
Finding Lost Atlantis.
Lost Atlantis.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's we got a handful of things we can follow up on.
An NPC named Teal'c.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I get Teal'c and Jackson and Jason Momoa before he was extra swole.
All right.
Is that his last name? I said the right last name.
Yes, you got it right.
Good. Okay.
We're finding a way to avoid our next.
Ronan. That was his name. Ronan.
Ronan, yep.
So yeah, we'll pick up next session. You all can question him and then decide what you want to do after that. Yeah, let's do some plugs and then we'll talk about what we've got coming up on the channel. So Bert, where can they find you?
Hey, find me at twitch.tv/SteamSteelMurder. We stream Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, doing some classic Dungeons and Dragons and other games as the whim hits us.
There we go. All right. Jeremy.
I play games with these wonderful people, and then also do a podcast called the Plewdcast, PLEWD. Talking about comics. Why not?
There you go. And Joe.
Yeah, I'm over there on Dragons in the Dining Room. We play a whole bunch of D&D stuff on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Mondays, I do a talk thing with the viewers and GM prep, discuss stuff about games, whatever people want to talk about.
There you go. All right. Yeah, we're the Defenders of Kobold. This week, what do we got going? We got, well, I guess next up, we got BFRPG on Friday. You can check Dan, Jake, and I over there on that. Joe's running us through a little basic fantasy role-playing campaign.
Not this Joe, the other Joe.
Not Thaco Joe, but you know, the 12-year-old Joe who's a member of
Baby
Defenders
Joe.
of Kobold. Yeah, baby Joe. And what do we got? Saturday during the day, 1 p.m. Central, we're playing some Forbidden Lands. Once again, Jake, Dan, and I, along with Jeff and Melissa from the Lollygaggers and Jen and Adam from Grim and Perilous Studios. And that's over on Free League Publishing. And actually, Saturday night, what's that?
That very same night.
Yeah, that very same night, here on Defenders of Kobold, 9 p.m. Central, I'm running a basic fantasy one-shot. Yeah, we got a couple new faces that are going to be showing up to try it out. And yeah, that's what we've got going on the channel for the most important thing, though, is we still have a Kickstarter. I just put the link in there. It's for our next issue of the zine, Chuck Dies in the End. Most of us here on the screen have and are working on it. And yeah, you can back us. We got less than a week to go, and we're a little less than halfway. So we could really use some help. But I don't know. That's what we got. We'll be back on this game in 2 weeks, but next week on our Wednesday slot, Jeremy is running Spectaculars.
We're in a pickle.
We're in a pickle. We're always in a pickle.
fine.
Everything's fine.
Handling the best situation.
What's a little brine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
really. Let's see. What? I don't know. I could have been setting up the screen. I didn't. Anyway, that's all I fucking got. I don't know. Until we see you next time, please start fires, do drugs, and wear your fucking mask. Deuces.